Okay. Gotcha. Good enough.
Getting over you. 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 But it's not so easy. But it's not so easy. But it's not so
Perfect.
easy.
Alright guys, so this is the Indian Scout. We're going to be testing out this little beast first. I heard that this is the more powerful one of the bunch. As far as looks are concerned, I mean, it's a beautiful looking bike. It's really clean. Definitely no room for a passenger, that's for sure. So don't have any, don't be expected to pick up anybody on this bike at all. It's small, quick, real light, something to zip around town in. It's a good city bike, I think, if you ask me, because it's going to get you from A to B. You got a backpack on, that's good. This guy does have a 6-speed transmission. Well, let's get started when you started. Yeah, so here's the, turn it on right there. Oh, this sits very low. And if you guys don't know, I'm like 6'2", and my knees are down, you know, my knees are down, but this seat is a very tiny seat. Start it up. Not today? Okay. There we go. Maybe it's a little cold. So, simple controls. I mean, you would have mirrors here, but looks like they opted for the side mirrors here on the actual bars. Yep. See if I can get around here. I like the forward controls. I sit right up here. Let that clutch out. Oh, this thing is so small. But it definitely yeah, that clutch. I guess I shouldn't talk about the clutch. Clutch can be adjusted. Definitely got to get used to these controls. Definitely with the way it sits now, it's definitely a 2-finger clutch. I could 2-finger that pretty easy. But it's real light and flickable. Now the funny thing is, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the tech or the sales guy, he was telling me before I got on this bike that power doesn't kick in until about 5 to 8,000 RPMs. That's when the power kicks in. That's the sweet spot for you to be able to get the most power. From what I'm understanding, this bike's got 100 horsepower between that 5 to 8K RPM range and about 75, what's that? No, 72 foot-pounds of torque. So you're going to be getting that right between 5 to 8,000 RPM, so expect that. B-twin liquid-cooled engine, 69 cubic inch, so not crazy powerful, but I mean, for a bike this size and this light, I mean, yeah, I could definitely see how you could accelerate quickly. Feels good. I mean, so far it feels comfortable. We're again at low speed, kind of cruising around, but with the forward controls, I definitely sit up straight. I don't have room to slouch. So if I want to hunch, I'm really going to have to hunch. Definitely a nice, light, flickable bike. I like it. I mean, the steering's very light. I got to test out the rear brake, see how responsive that is. I should have tested it out right here, but I'll try it out later. The only thing I don't like so far is how loose this throttle feels. I'm used to a nice chunky throttle where I could, like, you know, really feel it. So far at the lightest twitch. Maybe that's that new technology, I don't know. But it does, I don't feel like I really have to wring out the throttle. Like on my cruiser, I've got those metal grips. I feel like I've got to wring out the throttle, and that's probably what I'm comparing it to. Not a good comparison, but outside of that, these bar end mirrors aren't bad, but it doesn't look like they're very adjustable, so I'm kind of stuck with what I got. So definitely not a fan of these bar end mirrors, whatever they are. So again, if you're watching this, this is the 2018 Scout Botter. This definitely is the bar hopping bike. Definitely not something you want to take going on a nice little trip. All right, let's get out of here. Oh man, this thing leans in so easy. It's scary. I think it's so scary how easy it leans in. Oh, and I feel some power there. Okay, I feel it. I feel where it is. So we're gonna try that on the freeway, but since we're on the street, right now we just wanna get used to how it feels cruising, and it feels good. I don't feel too much rumble in the seat at high RPM, which is nice. Drop that gear and... oh yeah, this thing flicks. I'm used to my bike because it's got that big 240 rear tire. I'm not used to how flickable a cruiser can be, but this definitely feels good. Definitely feeling the commuter bike feel. Still in first gear, about 25 miles an hour. How do I feel sitting on it? I mean, I feel comfortable. I feel like I'm sitting in a nice upright chair. You know, I'm sitting like I'm sitting flat back in a chair. I'm not hunched over the bike. My arms are long enough to be able to reach the controls. I guess these are considered forward controls. Even on the feet. If I look down here, my feet are, let me just angle it down for you so you can see it. My feet down there, they feel good, you know. My knees are up to the tank. I got enough room to move around on the bike a little bit. But the thing I do like about the tank is that the tank is elongated forward instead of wider. So I don't have to feel like I'm opening my legs out like this. But I definitely do feel big on this bike. Like I said, I'm like 6'2", 225 guy. So if you're a larger guy and you plan on riding this around for, you know, for a while, I don't know if I would recommend it for a larger guy. But if you're, you know, a slim guy, you know, all for you, man. This is the bike that you want if you want just a bike to, you know, cruise around town. But yeah, it definitely feels good. I mean, I can't complain. The bike definitely has some, it feels like it's got some power there ready to go, and that's what I'm looking forward to. It's hitting that RPM range. Unfortunately, if I'm looking at the, looking down here at the gauges, this is a speedometer. It doesn't have a tach, even though he told me that I gotta get it to 5 to 8. It's kind of hard to tell because I don't have a tach on this. So if you need to have a tach on this bike, forget it. It's not gonna come stock. Man, first or second? Yeah, I'm in second. I'm gonna get it back up. You definitely don't have that clunky clutch feel. Can I find neutral easy? Yes, I can. Can I get back into it? Yes, I can. Can I get back into neutral? Yes, I can. Very easy. Yes, I can. I can do it. So I like that. Clutch is real smooth. I mean, it's a 2018. From what I hear most people say is that if you have a brand new bike, the clutch is going to be stiff. This bike has about 3,600 miles on it, so it's definitely been ridden a few times, I'll say. But the clutch still feels nice and easy to use. I like that I can still use my 2 fingers to be able to shift gears. I do have a gear indicator too. I forgot to mention that. That's nice. The only thing that I'm not too fan of is the sound of the exhaust. The sound of the exhaust is a little soft for what it is. Definitely a soft sounding exhaust. I would definitely look into getting something a little bit louder. A little bit, not a lot. Or maybe like a good performance exhaust, something like that. But outside of that, it's a very good feeling bike. I gotta give it that. So this particular Scout bobber comes accessorized with the Stage 1 straight exhaust. This is actually a slip-on, so this is actually an aftermarket exhaust. At least the one that I have, but normally if you buy it, it's gonna cost, what's that, 800 bucks? Yeah. It's gonna cost you 800 bucks to get that slip-on at India. I don't know who they fooling, but aftermarket for me, son. This Scout does feel good though, I do like it. Definitely a nice fun bike to ride. But it is small. I'm wondering how it'll really feel on the freeway is what I'm looking forward to. I want to see how it pulls. You know, do I have enough power to get out of a sticky situation on the freeway? Can I pass, even though I'm not going to be able to on the demo, but do I have the power to do so? That's what I want to know. There we go, nice smooth launch. There we go. Oh yeah, that clutch feels so good, so easy to find neutral. I love it. I love it. See, out of habit, I'm not using my rear brake, but The nice thing, the thing about it is that if you're gonna use the rear brake, you sometimes gotta hover your foot above it like that. And you gotta be careful not to get lazy and let your foot hover on that brake. So I definitely would adjust my control so that way that I could be able to use that rear brake without having to accidentally slam on it. Go ahead and dip it. Oh, escaped the pick again. But from what I could tell from the initial sit on it, I like the way the suspension handles the bumps that we went over. It handled it really well. Even though it was a little springy on some of the deep ruts that we hit, the suspension feels good over these small little bumps. I don't feel like it's being transferred to my back. And this is just from the factory, so I don't know if I got a good bike or whatever the case is, but I definitely feel like I got a lot of grip. With the bobber, you've got some very nice tires on here, so you definitely feel a lot of the grip on the road in these turns. I felt confident. I mean, when I was back there making the right turn, I felt very confident where I was putting the bike. It went exactly where I wanted it to go, and that felt good, knowing that. So definitely a confidence-inspiring bike. Good for a beginner too. I mean, this is definitely wouldn't be a bad bike for a beginner because it's lightweight, low to the ground, belt driven, so you've got very little maintenance, good suspension, easy to adjust. It looks good. I mean, hey, it's an Indian. I mean, you know, it's not quite a Harley, so what can I say? All right, let's go. Getting over. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, hold up. Now that's funny. I have to literally give it like a quarter throttle to get, there we go. Quarter throttle comes up, and yeah, it looks good, okay. Good power. With this bike being so small, it makes you feel like you're going faster than you are. Okay, I'm flooring it. Ugh. Okay, that felt good. That felt good. I gotta admit, that felt good. I'm in 5th, go to 4th. Oh yeah, that felt good. Now, at higher speed, at freeway speeds right now, I'm in like 5th, and we got 6 gears, so we're good with that. So to be honest, when you get to the higher speeds, you do feel some buzzing in the pegs, and to be honest, I kind of expect that. They're not floorboards, so being on pegs, you don't get that same comfort. It's a bit numbing though, to be honest. I can see, like right now it tickles, I'm not gonna lie. With my feet sitting on the peg at this speed, with the steady throttle, I definitely do feel like my foot's ticklish. And I can tell you after a while, after sitting like this for maybe over an hour, that foot's probably gonna get numb. It's gonna go. It's gonna get limp. But does it have the power? Yes, it does. That buzz in your legs I'm talking about, like in my arms and the handlebars, I don't feel too much of a buzz. I've got some real good grips here, so I don't feel like any buzz or any shake or anything like that on the bars, which is good at speed. So far it doesn't feel too bad. I mean, I don't feel like the wind's breaking me too much. When we were pulling off from the on-ramp, I didn't feel too much wind hit my chest, but I'm pretty sure if you get in the upwards of the 90, 100 miles an hour, yeah, you're definitely gonna feel that wind in your chest. Right now it doesn't feel too bad. I'm cruising at about 70 miles an hour. I don't feel a lot of wind hitting my chest. Again, that's not to say if you go on like an open road, if it's windy, you're gonna feel it. But if you want that wind protection, you definitely may want to look at an aftermarket windscreen for sure, because this gives you a 0. I definitely gotta say India made a good bike with this one. I like it. I do like this Scout. Yeah, so initial impressions after this short demo, would I buy it? I sure would. I definitely would buy this bike. Without the shadow of a doubt, I would buy it, man. This thing is fun. This thing is so fun. What would I use it for? I would definitely use it if I'm going back and forth to work, if I'm going to school. Again, if I don't have a lot of stuff to carry, if it's just a backpack, I'm good with that. I do have enough clearance to have fun and be able to lean. What's this guy doing? Looking a little sketch. Yeah, definitely would recommend this for a guy that does not want a Harley and does not want a Sportster. Get the Scout. That's Indian's version, I think, in my opinion. Oh yeah, that feels good. I like that. Yes, turn me. Yes. Yeah, I think this is definitely Indian's version of the Harley Sportster, that's for sure. But it's like a bobber type of a feel with the controls, and I absolutely love it. Definitely recommend buying this bike. This is definitely a good one. Indian did right by this. If you're looking for a little minimalist bike, but you want something new, modern, with some class, I mean, get it. This is so simple. I mean, you got high beam, low beam, left and right turn signal, horn. If that's all you need, then this is your bike. You don't have no extra frills, no radio, GPS, nothing like that. If you don't need it, then this is the bike you want. If you're looking for a bike for the missus, or ladies, if you're looking for this bike, this is definitely a good bike to check out. Definitely a good bike to check out. Definitely recommend it. I'd buy it. That Indian Scout, buy her. It's a real bike. Better buy yourself a real bike, or it's too late. Or a real bike. Law taggers, yeah, law taggers. Riding them real bikes.